Welcome everyone, join us today as we delve into the life and legacy of Alan Longmuir, the shy, sweet Scottish bass-playing heartthrob who helped launch the Bay City Rollers into stardom. So let's dive in. Alan Longmuir, born the 20th of June 1948 in Edinburgh, in Scotland. Alan was one of 4 children born to Duncan and Georgina Longmuir, alongside his sisters Betty and Alice, and younger brother Derek. Music was part of his upbringing. His aunt was a talented pianist, and his father, an undertaker, played the accordion. Alan's dad also encouraged his flair for showmanship, letting him dress up in a top hat and long frock coat to entertain guests at their home. Alan and Derek, who would later become a drummer, both attended Tynecastle High School. Alan left school at 15, spent a year in office work, then began an apprenticeship as a plumber, but music remained his true passion. That passion was sparked at age 10, when he saw Elvis perform Jailhouse Rock on television and fell in love with rock and roll. In 1964, Alan formed a trio with his brother Derek and cousin Neil Porteous, later becoming the Saxons with schoolmate Nobby Clark as lead singer. Alan switched from acoustic to electric bass, and the band began playing local gigs while Alan apprenticed as a plumber. After some lineup changes, including the addition of Gregory and Mike Ellison, the group improved musically and expanded their Motown-inspired sound. They caught the attention of manager Tam Patton, who began booking them regularly. Looking for a more dynamic name, they threw a dart at a US map, landing on Bay City, Michigan, and became the Bay City Rollers. Now managed by the controversial Tam Patton, the Bay City Rollers signed with Bell Records and had their first hit in 1971 with "Keep On Dancing," UK number 9. After a few lineup changes, including the addition of guitarist Eric Faulkner and lead singer Les McEwen, the band solidified its classic five in early 1974, Alan and Derek Longmuir, Faulkner, Stuart Woody Wood, and McEwen. Their popularity exploded with hits like "Remember," "Sha La La La," "Shang-A Lang," and "Bye Bye Baby," UK number 1, sparking full-blown Rollermania. Known for their tartan outfits and catchy pop-rock tunes, they became one of the UK's biggest acts by 1975, supported by a TV show and 2 hit albums. As the Bay City Rollers' UK fame soared, Arista Records, led by Clive Davis, pushed to break them into the North American market. The effort paid off when Saturday Night, a track that originally flopped in the UK, hit number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 in late 1975, and topped Canada's RPM chart in early 1976. The US-only Bay City Rollers album also reached number 1 in Canada. Their follow-up single, "Money Honey," hit number 9 in the US and became their second Canadian number 1. The Rock and Roll Love Letter album also topped the Canadian chart, replacing their own previous album at number 1, though it peaked at number 31 in the US. The band also found major success in Australia, even appearing on Countdown on October 23, 1976, the same day as a total solar eclipse. By 1976, the intense pressure of fame had taken its toll on Alan and he left the group. Struggling with depression, he grew increasingly exhausted and overwhelmed by the demands of the band's success. As the eldest roller, though publicly made to shave years off his age, Alan felt stifled by manager Tam Patton's tight control. From being told what to wear and drink, only allowed milk in public, to restrictions on who they could date, the environment became suffocating. Wanting to reclaim some independence, Alan began to pull away, prompting Patton to label him too old and too difficult to manage. Alan was briefly replaced by 17-year-old Ian Mitchell, marking the first time a non-Edinburgh native joined the band. During Alan's absence, the group released the album Dedication in 1976, which featured their hit cover of "I Only Want to Be With You." As the band's popularity began to fade, lineup changes continued. Alan pursued a brief solo career, releasing "I'm Confessing" in 1977, which reached number 44 in Australia. He rejoined the Rollers in 1978 after Pat McGlynn's departure, taking on a flexible role within the group, playing bass, rhythm guitar, keyboards, and even piano accordion. By late 1978, Les McEwen had left the band, and shortly after, the group parted ways with manager Tam Patton. Rebranding themselves as the Rollers, they shifted toward a more new wave and rock-inspired sound. South African-born Duncan Foray joined as lead vocalist, guitarist, and songwriter. With Foray, the band released 3 albums, Elevator in 1979, Vox in 1980, and Ricochet in 1981. However, after their contract with Arista expired, none of the albums met sales expectations, and the band ceased touring by the end of 1981. In the 1980 Bay City Rollers feature film Burning Rubber, Alan appeared as a mechanic, but in the years that followed, he largely stayed out of the spotlight aside from occasional reunion events. In 1982, former manager Tam Patton was jailed for 1 year after pleading guilty to the sexual abuse of minors. Later, both Les McEwen and Pat McGlynn came forward with similar accusations, along with revelations of struggles with addiction caused by him. The band also claimed around £70 million in unpaid royalties was owed to them, despite the group having sold over 120 million records at their peak. After prolonged legal battles, key members allegedly received just £120,000 in 1987 and, in a 2016 settlement, under £70,000 each, nowhere near what they were due. Tam Patton died of a suspected heart attack on 8 April 2009, aged 70, weighing in at 25 stone or 160 kilos at the time. After his time with the Bay City Rollers, Alan enjoyed a quieter life, spending time fishing and caring for his horses on his farm in Dollarclackmannanshire. In the 1980s, he returned to plumbing, setting up his own business and later working as a water pipe inspector on Glasgow building sites. From 2000 until his retirement in 2014, he worked as a bylaws inspector. His brother Derek went on to become a nurse. Alan reunited with the Rollers for a one-off Hogmanay concert in Edinburgh in 1999, which sparked further reunion shows in 2015 and 2016, including a major gig at Glasgow's SSE Hydro on December 11th. In 2014, he also returned to the stage at the Edinburgh Fringe Inn, and I Ran with the Gang, a show based on his life that featured many of the band's biggest hits. In 2018, Alan released his autobiography I Ran with the Gang, My Life in and Out of the Bay City Rollers, written with Martin Knight. On a personal note, Alan was married twice. His first marriage to Jan lasted from 1985 to 1990, and they had one son together, Jordan. In 1994, he met Eileen Rankin, and they married in 1998, remaining together until his passing. Alan was also a devoted stepfather to Eileen's two sons, Kyle and Nick. He overcame alcoholism with the support of his wife Eileen. And in 1995, Alan suffered a heart attack, followed by a stroke in 1997 that left much of his left side paralyzed. In June 2018, before going on holiday in Mexico, he contracted a viral illness and was treated at Galenia Hospital in Cancun. Though cleared to fly home, his condition worsened. Sadly, Alan passed away on the 2nd of July 2018 at Forth Valley Royal Hospital in Larbert, Scotland. He was 70 years old, and surrounded by his wife, children, and close friends. Doctors had mentioned a liver transplant as a potential option, but due to his age and health history, it wasn't viable. And there you have it. Though Alan Longmuir is no longer with us, his legacy lives on, in the music, the memories, and the tartan dreams of a generation. He may not have been the loudest or flashiest roller, but he was its heart. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Take care and bye for now.